Welcome to ignore the doll's house. Welcome to a pillar of the society. That's not actually the title of the book. The actual title is Pillars of the Community, Pillars of the Society. That is an awesome idea, and so we're gonna do that. That's actually really interesting too. So pillars of the community, pillars of the society. That all happens, and this all works. And next up, we're actually gonna go ahead and start doing some moral fun and start doing lots of things. Let's start off with being like overly moral. That's actually really interesting in this book too. Also, it is called the Pillars of the Community / Pillars of the Society. It's actually really interesting how this society or community, as it says in this translation, actually talks about how people should be acting. It just says like how you should be like working, how you should be living, how you should be like acting, and how should you be living your life, like how you should be so moral, how you should be so respectable. You're like, you should drink your tea with your pinky out, you should go ahead and not kill people. A human is worth more than all the money in the world. Would you rather have $5 billion US dollars, or would you rather save a person's life? You should save that one person's life. That one person is not worth $5 billion dollars. He's worth 9 billion million times 100 quintillion US dollars, which is more than all the world has today. Sure, eventually in the future that will be like the equivalent of today's $1. Oh really? Well, because I'm not going to leave then. Currently, nothing is worth more than a human soul. I actually doubt that. Another human soul is the same as a human soul. Shut up. That all happens, and to be honest, that's actually really good too. These old morals, these moral societies, they're actually really good to end society too. Also, this is actually probably how one thing starts happening when you're like, when you basically realize that things that happen. Let me show you something. Like, let me simulate think about like a respectable person and an unrespectable person. Respectable person is the one with glasses. So, hey, you're going to that bar? I'm a respectable person who have the glasses. Yeah, I'm going to the bar. How dare you? Drinking is not allowed. Relax, I'm just gonna go ahead and drink a little wine. Wine? Okay, it's better than beer, but it's still kind of unrespectable. Jesus drank wine. Because he's Jesus. The Romans drank wine. Good point, but they hated Jesus. So I can drink wine, right? Yeah, just no beer. Fine, takes a swig of beer. You disrespectful, unrespectful, unmoralful person! How do you break your promise in literally less than 5 seconds? Isn't this water? Why does it smell like beer? That is not water. That is beer. Huh. Oh, you're right. I haven't put this away. You drank 2 sips. You broke your promise twice. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. And although this overly moral thing, they're actually taking this a notch too far, in my opinion, too. To be honest, I think they would have been better off just not literally doing all this, too. I'd rather have to hear this. Like, I will send you to, or else I will send you to Jesus myself. Then what happens, and this all works. And to be honest, I think it's an awesome idea too. But the thing about this is that these pillars of the society, community, society, all of this actually works out too. Scandals and morals have all been happening here, and if it wasn't for all these scandals and morals, then we'd probably not be here right now. Like, we'd probably be just going ahead somewhere else, trying to figure out how things would work. One thing I really want, I would know that would not have happened right now if like people weren't that overly moral is that yeah, sure, more corrupt politicians would be there, but at least because of all these overly moral things, people are still like conscious about themselves and they don't really care about profits. In fact, some of them don't really even need to worry about profits because since they cared so much about the humans, they've also been able to maximize their own profits too. Like when Al Coca came in with like all that leadership of like that other CEO, like you have a higher percent, like you have a higher chance of getting internet at Apple than you are at Al Coca working with molten aluminum, which should be more dangerous than working with a tech company, but apparently it is safer than a tech company. Wow. And of course, then we also have to learn the pillars of the community. The pillars of the community itself is really interesting and how all this works out. In fact, if it wasn't for the pillars of the community, then we would all probably be not moral right now. The power of truth and the power of friendship, that's all the pillars of the community, but in my opinion. But here it actually says the spirit of freedom and the spirit of truth, that are the pillars of the community. Women, men, all the people are actually pillars of the community. In fact, there's actually no one pillar of the community. There's no two, there's no three. It depends on who you're asking. But in my opinion, I think the pillars of the community are the people that make the community, how they work, like their ethics and their process of doing all this. And that's pretty much it. To be honest, that's what I think about it. These pillars of community, the pillars of society, they'll always follow you no matter what community, no matter what society you are, unless you're in like those cult-like places. So hey, I really hope you guys actually did enjoy this episode. I really hope you guys did, because next time I really want to talk to you guys about another HENRIK IBSEN play. I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, Shanana out. Peace. Bye bye.